Picture a time of solution. See the possibilities.
Hi, I'm Carey Davidson, author of the Five Archetypes, Ancient Technology for Problem Solving, and this is a channel for healing relationships. Today, we have a really wise and wonderful water primary named Cecilia, and Cecilia is going to share a challenge with us that she'd like us to solve using the five archetypes. So welcome, Cecilia. Tell us what you'd like to change.
Hi, Carrie. Thanks for having me. I would like to change my willingness to be visible. I've been trying to start a business for a while now, and there's a stop-start of wanting to reach out to people, to connect, wanting to connect with them, and feel good about what is it that I'm offering and be able to share it in a comfortable way.
When you talk about connecting with people and being more visible, do you have examples of what would that look like? Is it more like going out and speaking engagements? Is it more being on LinkedIn? What specifically would that look like for you?
On Facebook, it would be posting daily, reaching out to people on Messenger to tell them about something I have to offer. In-person events, if someone asks me, what do you do? Then let them know this is what I offer on the side.
So if you were posting more and if you were at a social event and someone came up and said, "What do you do?" and you were more engaging on these platforms, what would you use them to say if you felt like that you were had overcome this challenge? What would you be saying?
I am a voice coach. I offer services around using your voice to liberate it, express yourself more fully. The irony is, okay, I'm kind of like, I don't like the sound of my voice either. I don't even want to talk. I was like, oh.
Isn't that funny? I feel like I meet a lot of people who go into fields that was something that's meaningful for them too, things that like I need to do for myself. So you would like to be sharing a little bit more about what you do. Would the goal be to increase your clientele? Like what would the outcome be if you were able to be, doing this regularly, that you would be able to measure and say like, okay, I'm successful now. What would be happening?
Yes, clientele or interested clients and consistency in building my exposure visibility.
Do you have any specific goals? Like you would like to have 5 clients a month or 2 new clients a month? Do you have any specific outcomes you would go for?
2 new clients a month would be doable.
And how would a session with you work if you were to have new clients? Do they come like week after week? Is it a 6-week program? What does it look like?
6 to 12 weeks, they would come to me because they have a project around using their voice. Sometimes they want to record meditations or they have a speaking engagement, and then they feel that they have tension around using their voice and they want their voice to sound more vibrant and less hurt when the more, because sometimes their speaking engagements quite multi days or yeah, at least a few hours. It's like, oh, what are some strategies they can use to help to lessen that tension?
Okay, so usually your clients have a very specific goal. Like they have a very specific problem to solve. It's not just a generic, like, hey, don't love my voice. It's, oh my gosh, I got to be on stage in 2 months and I'm scared. Okay. How did you get your clients in the past?
A variety of ways. I've offered workshops before where I presented a 7-step warm up, and then afterwards they wanted to work with me further. Or yeah, I think sometimes one happened to be sitting next to me, and then it was like, yeah, oh, I like the sound of that, and I had a session. Yeah, and I've also made a questionnaire about like what are some issues you had around your voice.
I love that. The questionnaire is brilliant, and the workshop is brilliant, and the person sitting next to you asking you, and yeah, all this is great. Did they work? Did they work well?
They work well, but it just wasn't continuous. It was like 1 session, 2 sessions. I didn't, yeah, even go into a 6 session, but it was like 2 sessions max.
If we waved a magic wand and tomorrow morning this was all fixed, how would your life be different? What choices would you be making differently?
Have a clear plan around talking about the specifics of how this could help you. Mm, well, talking about the vision of if you had this, what could that look like? The feeling of it. the results of it.
So I love that. What you describe, clear plan, vision, feeling, results, all of those words correspond to wood and fire elements, which, are you okay if I go into the five elements stuff? Yeah, okay. So according to this system, we all have these five resources that are available to all of us. We all have the same ones that help us adapt in stress and help us grow when things feel stuck. And we all have one that's primary that we're at risk for overusing because it's comfortable, because we like it. But in comfort, we don't grow. Growth is usually a little bit uncomfortable. So it calls on us to stretch and use the elements within us that we don't normally use. So your primary is water. Water's gift to the world is deep wisdom and knowledge and power to really sink beneath the reactive states that most other people live in and be able to see clearly and to know what's worth our time and to know how to bring the right resources to any kind of engagement that will last for eternity. They build things to last. And so they don't waste a lot of time on frivolous things. And the other thing about primary water is only 5% of humans have primary water. And so it's also an uncomfortable place to be because there's a sense of being misunderstood, because water doesn't need to overtalk. Water doesn't need nor want to over explain themselves. There's a sense of like this deep knowledge that you guys should just know. I shouldn't have to explain myself. But in that dynamic, what happens is the people who do need talking and explaining to, which is most of humanity, they don't hear this beautiful gift that you have to offer. And so they don't know. And so then we have this conundrum where the primary water doesn't feel like it should have to explain it, but the humans who need you need to know it. So what do we do? So when we look at your numbers, your lowest numbers are wood and fire. And wood and fire are the two elements that come after water. So they represent your, call it output, the things that you put out into the world, the way you take your beautiful wisdom and power and create something with it so that people could benefit from it. The earth and metal energies are your two middle. They come second and third. And those are your, call it your input energy. Those are the energies you use to think up ideas. And so the energy that you use to think up ideas is stronger than the energy you use to put them out into the world. So you have this treasure trove of really brilliant ideas. And then the wood and the fire is the stuff that you ask for, right? If you had a magic wand, you would have those things. And so we find naturally in people's archetype results that we crave the things that are lowest in our energy. We naturally know we need them and we want them. And so you used the words clear, plan, vision, feeling, results. What I would love to do is give you some ideas to help you achieve that, to give you that, to boost your wood energy and to boost your fire energy. So let me ask you another question. What comes up in your mind or body right now before we've solved it when we talk about something like, well, just write a plan and go tell people that they'll get results? Like what happens when I say that?
Overwhelm.
Overwhelm.
It's like, where do I start? What do I do? How do I say it? Yeah, it just takes me a long time to even write something out, and then okay, well, to then post it, or yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Water under stress can see a problem as this huge, massive tidal wave and that it could crush me. And so there is a feeling of overwhelm, literally. And so to start with water, we recommend taking a step back and taking one small bite at a time, one tiny bit. So if you could imagine, what we're going to use is your metal and your wood energy, which are the two energies that are right next to your primary. So if you think about wood energy as a specific goal that you want to reach by a specific date. So if the bigger goal is 2 clients a month, and then you take a step back from that and say, well, where's my pipeline going to come from? I really liked this questionnaire that I did. It limited the amount of direct contact I had to have. And so I can create a beautiful questionnaire and then put some elbow grease behind it and some investment in marketing that and getting that out into places where people who need me are already congregating, and see how that goes. Give that a test, like the A/B testing. Try 2 different questionnaires maybe, or 2 different strategies. So that would be your wood is a plan, is a vision. And then we step back into metal. Metal is what feeds and nourishes your primary water so that it doesn't get overwhelmed by inviting you to take small bites, to break it down into the tiniest little steps that need to get done in order to achieve that. And also to calendar it. So if you say, but in 6 months, I would like to have a pipeline of 2 clients per month, then you kind of work backwards and say, okay, that means I need my questionnaire to go live in 1 month. And I need to start putting marketing dollars and efforts behind it, once I've tested it with a small test group that there's no glitches in the system. So in 5 weeks. So a week later, I'm going to start putting dollars behind it. So what does that invite you to do? For metal, it means for the next month, you need to structure your time very, very specifically. So let's say you have an hour a day to dedicate to this. So then I would pick which hour during the day, put it on your calendar, and identify the goal of that hour or the outcome. So that by the end of the week, you've moved the needle down down for toward closer to where you want the outcome to be, that it's in a way that's measurable because you put it out there like, this is exactly what I want the outcome of this week to be. So do you already have a questionnaire?
Yeah.
So maybe we don't need a month.
I just need a workable email to send things out afterwards.
Okay, so you need an email. Do you have an email platform, like a newsletter platform? So what do you not have in place yet?
The domain name of the email.
Okay. Do you have a business website? Do you have an LLC? Like, I don't know if it's in Australia. Is it called an LLC? Do you have a company?
No,
Okay. Do you need to create one or not necessarily?
not necessarily.
Okay.
I'm self-employed.
Okay. So what if you started a domain name that was just your name?
Mhm.
I think so then maybe for your 4 weeks, week 1 would be to decide what your domain name will be.
Mhm.
And one way, so if you were going to give yourself an hour or even a half an hour a day from Monday through Friday, maybe the first 2 days, your homework would be to research what other voice coaches call themselves.
Mm.
What's their email extension? Is it their name? Do they have voicelessons.com? What is it? And give yourself a limited time so that maybe you find 5 comparisons, people who inspire you over the first week. Find 5 that really inspire you, write them out, and then over the weekend, meditate on them. Like just have them up on the wall, see them every once in a while, walk by and do some meditative walking. I don't know if you swim, be near water and tell the universe, like I'm inviting it in, like show me something that's inspiring and allow it to hit your heart and be decisive and then go to the next. So the next week would be the technology around that. What do I need in place in order to have an email address? In order to do I need a website? Do I need a bank account? Like do the hardcore business stuff and get and build that into your day, an hour a day or half an hour a day. And what else would you need? Anything else besides that?
No. No, I just have the embed link and then copy it everywhere again to share it. But
Yeah. The other thing you might want to consider is hiring someone to help,
Mm.
but it would require you to write out very specific tasks, the very, very specific things that you want the person to do, which is another thing that you could pack into those days that you put on your calendar, the medley ways of writing out what your work is going to be. And because you're as a water primary, you're really good at the deep thinking. You're really good at coming up with clever, really smart, wise ways to communicate, to share, to teach. And people around this world will really benefit from not only knowing you, but from having the opportunity to learn from you. And you're giving a gift to the rest of us when you put it out into the world that not only you exist, but that you exist to help us find our own voices. And one way to think about this is knowing that we need you and that we don't even know what we need. And so we kind of need to be told. And, like people need to be told what they need. They don't, many people are just floundering, just confused and frustrated and don't know what they need. And your services could help a lot of people. So think about, would it be helpful to have someone that you hire to help you organize? Or do you feel like within the next 4 weeks, you could do these little subsections and get yourself organized enough to get to the point where you could put your questionnaire out and put some marketing dollars behind it and see what it brings in? And can you in 6 months have a pipeline where two new clients, it could be more than two clients, are coming every month? How does this all sound for you?
Yeah, when it's broken down like this, yeah, it's doable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting and a helpful way for primary waters to think about challenges in general, is to bite-sized pieces, bite-sized pieces. Any other questions or thoughts?
How do you increase the fire part of it?
The fire part. So the fire part of it is going to be around connection. So it's eye contact, it's celebrating things with people, it's social engagement. How how would you like to be using your fire that you're not currently?
Yeah, connecting with people more closely rather than, okay, there are lots of acquaintances, bye, and then never see them again. It's just like how to develop more longer, yeah, connections.
So this is cool. So fire is across from you from water in the circle. And so going and being fiery is not easy, but you can access your fire through wood energy. But wood is your lowest energy. So we really need to beef up the wood energy to get you to the place where fire is more easily accessible. So for example, wood energy might be, let's sit down and look at all the people I've met in the last 5 months, 6 months, and identify, is there anyone here who I had a really good connection with, but it just kind of dropped off? So wood is creating a plan to have momentum to make things happen that aren't currently happening. So it's proactive, it's initiation, it's a little bit pushy to get what you want. And so it invites you to go look back through people and then come up with a strategy for, we really had a good connection. I'm going to ask that person if they want to have lunch next weekend. So it calls on you to kind of use your water to know that in your soul, we really do need you. I think that water can sometimes start to feel isolated because things drop off, relationships drop off, and can start to wonder, was I valued? Did they want to hang out with me? Did they see a potential in this friendship? And did they not? So water, what I would invite you to hold in your heart is that it's so rare to have water around us that we all want to hang out with you and hear the wisdom and amazing stuff that you have to say. And sometimes people are shy as well. The other elements can get shy and they don't know necessarily how to engage with their own wood energy or their own fire energy. And so it's almost a compassionate action to invite you to use your own wood energy and be proactive, because people will feel very honored and appreciated that someone who has your depth of character wants to hang out with them. And so if you can reframe in your heart, hey, who would I like to give a gift to? The gift of presence, the gift of high conscious conversation, deeply meaningful connections is a rarity these days. And so part of this is a reframe in your mind, maybe as to, it's why it's not happening at the moment. And it's many times people get busy or they're shy also. And so, and I'm giving people a gift, and doing it through wood is make a plan, be proactive, look at who you've met over the past, few months, that there was a connection there, and then initiate, that's wood, initiate an invitation. The other way to strengthen your fire energy is to support your wood through physical activity. So if you can exercise, if you can go outside in nature, if you can move your body, that loosens the mind, the part of the mind that thinks I can't. So, and then once you're there, start also celebrating small wins. Even the smallest thing, even the fact that we had this conversation, celebrate yourself. Even the fact that you opened your phone book, phone book, who has a phone book these days? But you opened up your diary and you saw who you hung out with over the past few months. Like that's step one, celebrate it. Fire is remembering to celebrate all the little things. And the more you do that, the more you will lighten your heart and you'll be open to lightening others' hearts as well. Is that helpful?
Very.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No, very good.
Okay. Well, if you wouldn't mind, I would love at some point in the future to come back and hear how you're doing and if any of this helped you.
Yeah, I'll be happy to. Yeah, I'll keep you updated.
Amazing. And share with us your questionnaire. I'd be glad to share it with people once you have it. All right, Cecilia, I wish you the most beautiful day.
Thank you so much, Carey.